my love for her has not waned one iota. I love her with all my heart.
Heidi Klum and Seal are getting divorced, ending what looked like a rock-solid marriage. And for the first time since the news leaked out, Seal is speaking out about what went wrong.
They were once one of Hollywood's most admired couples, a supermodel and a soulful singer whose love story seemed straight out of a fairy tale. Heidi Klum and Seal captivated the world with their passionate romance, glamorous red carpet appearances, and their beautiful, blended family of 4 children. But behind the public smiles and yearly vow renewals, cracks slowly began to show. What really happened between Heidi and Seal? Why did their love story end in heartbreak? And where are their children today? Let's uncover the full story. The cracks beneath the surface. Beneath the sparkling lights of red carpets and the polished smiles in magazine spreads, a different story was quietly unfolding. While the world admired the seemingly perfect union of Heidi Klum and Seal, a glamorous couple known for their passion, affection, and annual vow renewals, reality was much more complicated. Behind the scenes, real-life challenges were starting to creep in, slowly testing the strength of their relationship. At first, everything seemed magical. The whirlwind romance, the heartfelt public displays of love, the picture-perfect family moments. It all looked like a fairy tale brought to life. But as the years passed, the pressures of fame began to mount. Both Heidi and Seal were navigating demanding careers that often pulled them in different directions. Seal's commitments as a world-touring musician and Heidi's non-stop schedule as a supermodel, TV host, and entrepreneur left little room for pause. Add to that the responsibilities of raising 4 children, and the weight on their shoulders grew heavier with time. By 2012, subtle signs of strain that once floated quietly in the background began to take center stage. The whispers of trouble that circulated in tabloids and online gossip columns suddenly transformed into bold headlines. In January of that year, the couple issued a joint statement confirming what many had feared. They were separating. The announcement sent shockwaves through the public. How could a couple so united in love, so consistently radiant and joyful in the spotlight, be falling apart? Though their public statement highlighted mutual respect and love for their family, the real reason behind Heidi Klum and Seal's separation was quieter. They had simply grown apart. There was no scandal, just life's natural changes pulling them in different directions. Seal later reflected that not all love stories end perfectly. Sometimes letting go is the most loving, mature choice. In April 2012, Heidi filed for divorce and asked to revert to her maiden name. By October 2014, their marriage officially ended, marking the close of a heartfelt chapter built on love, growth, and eventual acceptance. Despite the heartbreak and changes that came with the separation, one thing never faltered: their unwavering love and commitment to their children. While many celebrity divorces become messy and public, Heidi and Seal remained united where it mattered most. They chose to co-parent with dignity and grace, making it a priority to shield their children from unnecessary turmoil. They were often seen attending school events, birthday parties, and public functions together, standing side by side, not as husband and wife, but as devoted parents. Their journey, though not without pain, held a quiet strength. It served as a reminder that even the most seemingly perfect relationships can face tough seasons, and sometimes love changes shape. While the romance between Heidi and Seal ended, their bond as a parenting team endured. They found a new kind of partnership, one rooted in respect, responsibility, and a shared dream to raise happy, well-rounded children. In the end, their story wasn't about a fairy tale lost, but about transformation. It was about learning when to hold on, when to let go, and how to rise above personal differences for something greater, the well-being of their family. And perhaps that kind of ending, marked by grace, love, and quiet resilience, is a different kind of happily ever after. After the divorce, how did the couple navigate through life and parenting? Did the divorce bring a setback in their lives, or the lives of their children? Let's find out. Life beyond the spotlight. After their high-profile divorce, Heidi Klum and Seal took very different roads in life, yet each seemed guided by a deep sense of purpose and determination. The end of their marriage wasn't the end of their story. It was simply a new chapter, filled with change, growth, and unexpected turns. Heidi, ever the powerhouse, didn't slow down for a moment. Instead, she flourished. With her signature confidence and charm, she expanded her career far beyond the runway. She became a television icon, creating and starring in hit shows like Project Runway and Germany's Next Top Model. Heidi wasn't just surviving the split, she was thriving. Her brand grew stronger, her influence wider, and her smile more radiant. But alongside her professional glow-up came a journey through love. Heidi's personal life kept the media buzzing. Not long after her split from Seal, she was seen with Martin Kristen, her former bodyguard. Their relationship raised eyebrows not just because of the shift in dynamic, but also because Seal had openly criticized her for dating someone so close to their home life. Still, Heidi followed her heart. The relationship eventually ran its course, but it marked the beginning of her journey into new forms of love. Later, she dated art curator Vito Schnabel, a relationship that, though private, was sprinkled across headlines. It lasted a few years, but as with many chapters in life, it came to an end. Then came the surprise. Heidi found love again, this time with musician Tom Kaulitz of the German rock band Tokyo Hotel. Their romance moved quietly at first, but blossomed beautifully. In 2019, the couple sealed their bond in a romantic and intimate wedding aboard a private yacht in Capri, Italy. It was the kind of love story that seemed plucked straight from a modern-day fairy tale, unexpected, joyful, and deeply personal. Seal, on the other hand, found solace and direction in the world that had first made him a star: music. He returned to the stage and studio, reconnecting with his roots and rediscovering the passion that once brought him global fame. His rich voice and soulful lyrics reminded fans that while love may come and go, true talent endures. Seal's post-divorce journey wasn't without its share of drama. Speculation grew when he was seen getting close to Laura, his former personal assistant, an ironic twist given his past criticism of Heidi for dating someone from her inner circle after their breakup. This turn of events added depth to their story, showing how life often challenges our own standards. Still, amid the emotional history, Heidi and Seal maintained a notable level of mutual respect. Though early tensions and disagreements existed, time and their shared love for their children helped ease the strain. In public remarks, they rarely dwelled on the negative. Instead, they focused on the fond memories, joyful moments, and the enduring connection built through parenthood. Their ability to rise above the past and co-parent gracefully stands as a testament to maturity and love beyond romance. Their shared commitment to co-parenting kept them linked in a way that neither fame nor personal heartbreak could sever. Through birthday parties, school events, and holidays, they continued to show up, not as a couple, but as a team for their kids. That bond, in many ways, became a quiet testament to the love that once was and the respect that still lingered. In the end, the story of Heidi and Seal isn't just about love lost, it's about evolution. It's about how two people can go their separate ways, face the judgment of the world, make mistakes, learn from them, and still come out on the other side with dignity. It's a reminder that life after love isn't an end. It's an opportunity to heal, to grow, to fall again, and to rise, stronger than before. Heidi Klum's love life is one that has remained controversial for a long time. Has this been the situation before meeting Seal? Let's delve into the details of Heidi's earlier relationships. From breakups to building a family. Heidi Klum's journey through love and motherhood is a story filled with twists, high-profile relationships, and emotional turns that many wouldn't expect from the glamorous supermodel. Back in 1997, Heidi Klum, then already making waves in the fashion world, tied the knot with celebrity hairstylist Rick Pipino. Their union seemed like a perfect blend of style and beauty, often making headlines and appearing together at events. But as time passed, their spark began to fade. After 5 years of marriage, the couple decided to go their separate ways, officially divorcing in 2002. It was a quiet end to what many thought would be a lasting Hollywood love story. Not long after that chapter closed, love found Heidi again, but this time in a completely different world. In March 2003, she began dating Flavio Briatore, a bold and influential Italian businessman best known as the managing director of Renault's Formula One racing team. Their relationship attracted media attention not only because of their celebrity status, but also due to the unexpected pairing of a supermodel and a motorsports executive. Later that same year, in December 2003, Heidi revealed some big news. She was pregnant. The announcement made headlines around the world, and fans waited eagerly to see what the next step would be for the couple. But life, as it often does, took a surprising turn. Before the child was born, Heidi and Flavio broke up. There was no scandal splashed across tabloids, but the split was definitive. It wasn't long before someone new stepped into Heidi's life and heart. She found comfort and companionship in the soulful presence of Seal, a British singer known for his deep voice and emotional ballads. Their relationship blossomed quickly, and Seal stood firmly by Heidi's side as she prepared to welcome her first child into the world. In May 2004, Heidi gave birth to a baby girl named Lenny in New York City. The birth was a precious moment, and Seal was there through it all. He wasn't just present in the delivery room, he stepped into a much deeper role. From the very beginning, he embraced little Lenny as his own, showering her with love and protection. Over time, it became clear that Flavio Briatore was not going to be part of Lenny's life. Whether due to distance, differences, or personal choices, he remained absent. Heidi didn't shy away from the truth. In interviews, she spoke openly and firmly, saying that Seal is Lenny's father, not just in the symbolic sense, but in every way that truly matters. To Heidi, being a father wasn't just about biology. It was about presence, love, and responsibility. And Seal had all of that. This moment marked a powerful shift in Heidi's life. It showed her strength as a mother and a woman who chose what was best for her child, not just what the world expected. With Seal by her side, Heidi began to build a family filled with care and unity, writing a new chapter that no one had quite anticipated. Her past relationships, while filled with glamour and fame, were stepping stones to a deeper, more grounded life. Through love lost and love found again, Heidi Klum didn't just remain a global fashion icon. She also emerged as a strong and dedicated mother, ready to protect her family and shape their story on her own terms. In the world of flashing cameras and tabloid headlines, her decision to stand by what felt right for her daughter was more than just personal. It was quietly heroic. With the love story of Seal and Heidi Klum ending on a tragic note, Questions have been asked about their backgrounds. Did they share common experiences? Let's dive into the details of the background of Selin and Heidi. Worlds apart, destined to collide. Before love ever brought them together, Heidi Klum and Seal were walking very different roads. Roads paved with pain, passion, ambition, and glory. They lived on separate continents, carried vastly different childhood experiences, and chased success in opposite worlds. Yet, unknown to them, they were being shaped by fate, one heartbreak and one triumph at a time, for a meeting that would change their lives forever. Heidi Klum's journey began in the quiet town of Bergisch Gladbach, Germany, a place far removed from flashing cameras and designer gowns. But even in that stillness, her dreams were loud. In 1992, a teenage Heidi took a bold step and entered a national modeling contest. Out of thousands of hopefuls, she was crowned the winner, and that victory became her ticket to a life no one in her hometown could have imagined. From there, Heidi's rise was nothing short of meteoric. She became one of the most recognizable faces in fashion, strutting for Victoria's Secret, gracing the covers of Vogue, Elle, and Sports Illustrated, and eventually becoming a TV personality, producer, and entrepreneur. But while the world was mesmerized by her charm and beauty, Heidi's personal life was less glamorous behind the scenes. Her first marriage to Rick Pipino, a well-known celebrity hairstylist, ended in quiet disappointment. Then came a whirlwind romance with Italian businessman Flavio Briatore. That relationship, too, crashed under the weight of public attention and private turbulence. When Heidi became pregnant with their daughter, Lenny, she found herself alone. As her belly grew, so did the glare of the media. She was now a single mother, trying to build a home in the fast-paced world of fame. Despite the lights, the wealth, and the applause, there was a longing in Heidi's heart. A longing not for more success, but for deeper connection. For someone who could see her as more than just a face or a brand. Someone who could see her soul. Across the ocean, in the diverse cityscape of London, another soul was being forged in fire. Born to Nigerian parents, Seal, whose full name is Henry Olusegun Adeola Samuel, was raised in an environment riddled with hardship. His childhood was rocky, spent partly in foster care, and marked by emotional and physical struggles. Worse still, Seal was diagnosed with discoid lupus erythematosus, a condition that scarred his face permanently. For many, those scars might have become a prison. But for Seal, they became a mark of survival, a symbol of his journey. He didn't hide. He sang. With a deep, rich voice laced with pain and poetry, he poured his heart into his music. By the early 1990s, the world began to listen. His breakout song, Crazy, captured global attention, and soon after, Kiss from a Rose cemented him as a musical force. He won awards, sold out arenas, and became a voice that resonated far beyond the radio. But even with all the accolades, Seal remained somewhat of an enigma, a man who had everything, yet still searched for something that fame couldn't offer, a connection that would quiet the chaos inside. Both Heidi and Seal had tasted the sweet highs of stardom and the bitter lows of solitude. Each had battled storms, hers in the public eye, his deep within. And though they were worlds apart, they shared a silent similarity, a craving not just to be admired, but to be understood. So when they eventually met, it wasn't just a glamorous coupling of supermodel and superstar. It was two deeply weathered hearts finding shelter in each other. They didn't fall for each other's fame. They saw the scars, the stories, the strength. They found in one another what their lives had been missing all along. Not just love, but refuge. Before they became a headline, they were just two people surviving, hoping, and healing. And somehow, in the noise of the world, they found each other's quiet. What brought the duo together? Let's dig into the details of the meeting that ignited a spark in their love lives. Love in full bloom. The year was 2004. The place, an upscale, luxurious hotel nestled in the bustling heart of New York City. Life seemed to be moving fast as usual in the city that never sleeps. But for Heidi Klum, something unforgettable was about to happen. She had just wrapped up her day when a seemingly ordinary moment turned extraordinary. As she stepped into the hotel corridor, her eyes landed on someone stepping out of the gym, and it changed everything. It wasn't the music, it wasn't the fame, it wasn't even the fact that this man was Seal, a world-renowned singer with a voice that stirred souls. No, what stopped Heidi in her tracks was something much deeper: his presence. Seal walked out of the gym in tight workout shorts, sweat glistening slightly on his skin, his tall frame emanating a quiet but undeniable strength. There was something about him, an unspoken energy, a magnetic force that made the air feel different. He stood there, seemingly unaware that he had just captivated one of the world's most recognizable supermodels. For Heidi, time slowed. At that moment, she wasn't a celebrity. She was simply a woman drawn to a man who radiated confidence and authenticity. And Seal? He wasn't unaffected either. When their eyes met, he felt something shift, something real. He sensed the same pull, the same spark that lit up her gaze. Without saying a word, something between them clicked. What followed was a whirlwind romance that defied the fast-paced, often superficial world they both lived in. They weren't just two stars colliding, they were two souls connecting in a way neither expected. Conversations flowed easily. Laughter came naturally, and every moment felt like a scene out of a romantic film. But this was no movie. This was real life, and their story was only beginning. Within months, Seal decided to take their love to the next level. But this wasn't going to be any ordinary proposal. He had something unforgettable in mind, something bold, grand, and incredibly romantic. He whisked Heidi away on a secret getaway to the snow-covered wilderness of Canada. Far from paparazzi and public eyes, he had prepared something truly magical. Deep in the icy landscape, nestled amidst towering glaciers, stood a custom-built igloo created just for them. From the outside, it looked like something out of a winter fairy tale, but the real wonder was inside. As they stepped in, Heidi's eyes widened in amazement. The igloo was warm and glowing from soft candlelight. Rose petals were scattered across the floor, and the atmosphere was pure magic, intimate, tender, and filled with love. It was in this frozen paradise that Seal knelt down on one knee, held out a ring, and asked Heidi to be his forever. Her answer? An enthusiastic, joy-filled yes. On May 10th, 2005, their love story reached a new chapter. On the stunning shores of Costa Carayas, Mexico, with the golden sun casting a soft glow and ocean waves gently caressing the sand, Heidi and Seal said their vows. The setting was pure romance, serene, beautiful, and deeply symbolic. Nature itself seemed to celebrate their union, with a gentle breeze carrying the words they exchanged and the scent of salt water filling the air. Heidi walked down the aisle looking like a dream in a flowing Vera Wang gown, her elegance magnified by the serenity around her. Seal stood tall in a pristine white suit, looking every bit the dignified groom. But beyond the glamour, there was something sacred about that day. Their wedding didn't feel like a performance or a high-profile event. It felt like a sacred promise. Two hearts making a lifelong commitment, witnessed by close friends and family, and sealed with genuine emotion. Their love, which began with an unexpected encounter in a hotel hallway, blossomed into something deep, beautiful, and rare. While life would eventually take them down separate paths, the beginning of their journey remains unforgettable. A story of magnetic attraction, fairy tale gestures, and a union that at one point felt truly timeless. Some love stories start slowly, others burst into flame at first sight. For Heidi and Seal, it was the latter, a spark that turned into a roaring fire, leaving behind memories etched in ice, sealed with roses, and spoken with vows on a beach, kissed by the sun. Like Heidi's previous marriage, their love life found its way to the headlines. Let's dive into the details of what their marriage was like at the very beginning. A love that lived out loud. Heidi Klum and Seal's love story wasn't just a Hollywood romance. It was a heartfelt partnership that many admired. Their bond wasn't only built on passion and public appearances, but on shared responsibility, deep commitment, and a genuine desire to build a beautiful life together. They weren't just husband and wife. They were a team in the truest sense of the word. In 2009, Heidi made a bold and meaningful decision. She officially took on Seal's last name, becoming Heidi Samuel. This wasn't just a legal move. It was a public declaration of unity, of belonging. Around the same time, Seal made an equally powerful gesture of love. He legally adopted Lenny, Heidi's daughter, from a previous relationship. From that moment on, Lenny was his child in every way that mattered, not just by paper, but by heart. He loved her, guided her, and protected her like his own. Their growing family didn't stop there. Together, they welcomed 3 more children, Henry, Johan, and Lou. As a family of 6, their home became a place of life, laughter, and learning. It wasn't unusual to hear music pouring through the rooms or find the kids dancing and playing while their parents joined in. The atmosphere was warm, nurturing, and full of joy. Heidi often spoke with admiration and gratitude about Seal's role as a father. She saw in him a man who was completely involved, not just showing up, but fully present. He attended school events, helped with homework, played games, read bedtime stories, and shared hugs and wisdom in equal measure. Whether it was everyday routines or special celebrations, Seal showed up with love and intention. To his children, he wasn't just a parent. He was a pillar, a protector, and a friend. But what truly set their marriage apart and made it the subject of fascination for many was their beautiful tradition of renewing their vows every single year. It wasn't just for show. It was their way of reminding each other and their children of the love that formed the foundation of their family. They went beyond words. They planned celebrations, chose different themes, and even hosted their guests in carefully chosen settings. Sometimes the renewals took place in exotic locations, other times in the calm and quiet of a private beach. Yet in each ceremony, one thing remained constant: their deep sincerity. Seal once revealed that his favorite vow renewal moments were those held on the beach. He described how they would sit on the sand with their children as the sun dipped into the horizon, casting a golden light across the water. It was during those quiet, sacred moments that they would hold hands and look into each other's eyes, reaffirming everything they had promised before. No cameras, no audience, just love, family, and the sound of the waves. These vow renewals weren't just romantic gestures. They were powerful reminders. In a world where relationships are often shaken by fame and pressure, Heidi and Seal created their own sacred space. A space to reconnect, recommit, and rediscover the reasons they chose each other. Their marriage was a celebration of love, yes, but also of teamwork, growth, and unity. While their relationship eventually changed, the years they spent together as a family left behind a story filled with warmth, devotion, and beautiful memories. It reminded the world that love isn't just about grand gestures or perfect moments. Sometimes it's about the little things, showing up, saying, "I still do," and building a life full of laughter, music, and the magic of shared dreams. Like Heidi once asserted, Sean was an intentional parent and did not hesitate to stand up to his parental duties. What kind of legacy did they put forth for their children? Let's talk about their kids. Love through their children. Their greatest legacy isn't found in awards, red carpets, or chart-topping hits. It lives on in the remarkable young individuals they raised. Heidi Klum and Seal, once one of the most admired celebrity couples, may no longer share a romantic bond, but what they built together in their years of love continues to shine brightly through their 4 children. Each one of them is a unique reflection of their parents' best qualities: beauty, strength, talent, humility, and love. Lenny, the eldest at 21, has already carved out her place in the world of fashion. With the same natural grace, confidence, and captivating charm that once defined her mother, she is turning heads across the globe. Whether she's gracing the glossy pages of high-end magazines or striding confidently down prestigious runways, Lenny stands out. But what truly makes her special isn't just her looks or fame. It's her character. Despite growing up in the spotlight, Lenny remains humble and composed. She often speaks fondly of her upbringing, crediting her parents for instilling in her a deep sense of humility and strength. Her feet are firmly on the ground, and her dreams are sky-high. Then there's Henry, 19, a strong and athletic young man with a heart of gold. He's the protector of the bunch, the dependable older brother who watches over his siblings with quiet strength. Fiercely passionate about soccer, Henry channels his energy into the game with discipline and intensity. Yet beyond the sports field, what defines him is his sense of duty and loyalty to his family. His calm leadership and gentle courage mirror his father's grounded personality, and he's quickly becoming a role model in his own right. Next comes Johan, 18, the soft-spoken dreamer of the family. While he might not crave the spotlight like his older siblings, his brilliance speaks in other ways, through brush strokes and sketches, color, and creativity. A gifted artist, Johan sees the world through a lens of imagination, often surprising those around him with his thoughtful humor and breathtaking artwork. His creative spirit and quiet confidence hint at a deep reservoir of emotional intelligence, making him the gentle soul who brings warmth and wonder to the family's dynamic. And then there's Lou, the youngest at 15, and perhaps the most spirited of them all. A whirlwind of joy and energy, Lou is the kind of person who lights up every space she enters. She's a natural performer, drawn to music and movement, laughter and expression. Whether she's dancing, acting, or simply telling stories at the dinner table, Lou's lively presence brings color to the family canvas. She's bold, fearless, and still discovering the many ways she wants to share her light with the world. Together, these 4 siblings form a beautiful picture of what love, even after parting, can create. Heidi and Seal's romantic journey may have ended, but their joint dedication to raising strong, kind, and creative children never wavered. In a world that often measures success by wealth or fame, they chose to focus on what truly matters, nurturing their children with love, support, and values that last a lifetime. What they've passed on to their children isn't just talent, it's heart. It's resilience in the face of change, grace under pressure, and the kind of bond that doesn't break when seasons shift. Today, Lenny, Henry, Johan, and Lou stand as living proof that while love stories may end, the love itself doesn't have to. Through their children, Heidi and Seal have left a legacy that will echo far beyond stages and screens, a legacy rooted in family and built to last. But do you think Heidi Klum and Seal's children truly deserve them as parents? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe.